majority of the people graduating, majority of the institutions graduating, we often have high emotions. We have anxiety, we have a celebrating mood that we accord with our emotions, and like everyone is happy, at the same time people are worried. Today on this episode of Beyond the Books, we are going to share about the enchanted waters of the life after graduation. Greetings from wherever you're watching us, wherever you're getting us from. Today I am not alone in the studio. I am with Miss Allen. So you may be wondering who Miss Allen is. Miss Allen is an enthusiast, self-awareness enthusiast. She is an educator. She is a mentor. She is a passionate leader. And she is a master's student. I repeat, a master's student, not, us, the normal that you see the students. And she has lived the life after campus, and she's still on with the transitioning because now she's still also in campus, and perhaps maybe she is working, but that is what you're going to find out on this episode. You're welcome. How are you doing?
Okay, thank you for inviting me here. I'm really glad to be hosted on this podcast, and well done.
Okay, thank you so much. So we are going to dive in straight because we have people out there who some have already graduated, others are awaiting graduation, and we also have the working people that are waiting to employ those who are graduating. And then we also have the government, someone who has been through university system and is now giving back to the community. What are some of the biggest challenges that students face when transitioning from university life to the real world?
First of all, transitioning from the university to real life is like a dichotomy. I can just call it a contrast of two worlds, two different worlds. At the university, the systems are structured, your timetable. You have to be in class at this time. You bear that identity of being a student. You are just a student. I mean, they put you in a contribution group and they will say that one is a student. And semesters are just ongoing. You go home for holidays. Those who are privileged are having supportive parents who parent, food, and all that. You will call your brother, hello, I need upkeep. They send you a 20K. But after graduation, towards graduation, there's this excitement. I'm going to, all this life I've been under strict laws. But I'm going out there, I'm going to get my dream job. I'm going to maybe get money. I'm going to rent my small car room, organize it, travel, maybe get married, Yeah. All those are the expectations that we have at the eve of graduation. There's so much excitement. But reality hits so hard after like a month or two. For us who actually move out of these higher institutions of learning without anyone we are leaning on, like connections, or you're not having a job at a moment, so you're graduating with a certificate or a document and expecting to get something out there. So reality hits after, like you've sat home, or you've not gone home and you're in a rental and you've started applying. That uncle who said just to graduate, you send a message and they are blue-ticking you. Reality just sets in at that moment, and you start to be anxious. You ask yourself, what if I don't get something to do? And most of us, actually, this is where we lose it, that we move out of the university, we move out of the... I just want us to broaden this conversation, not just to universities, but also these other institutions of learning.
Right.
That we move out of those institutions with just academic papers, but we do not know who we are. We don't know what drains us. We don't know where we are strong. We don't know our weaknesses. I think that's the biggest challenge that we face. And when we move out of the university that has been shielding us, we are students in that identity, the world does not want to hear the academic documents or transcript.
Okay.
It wants your definition of a person. And so I think the lack of identity, self-identity or personal discovery is the biggest challenge that we have as graduates or as people who are going into the workplace, that we are owning these documents, but we are not knowing who we are as people. But also, Another challenge I can say is the contrast between reality and expectations.
True.
We go out of the universities after graduating expecting a lot, expecting to get rich in a fortnight, expecting to fly, expecting to do all these great things in a month or in a year. And we forget to know that success is most of the times on a straight lane. That it needs patience, consistency, systems, just like the author of Atomic Habits, James Clear, says that we do not have to run towards the levels of our goals, but just first build the systems.
True.
Build ourselves, know who we are, justify who, first ground ourselves, because the workplace really does not want
Just
academic documents. The academic documents may open a way for you, but they may not sustain you there in that room. You need discipline, you need communication, you need emotional intelligence. Yeah. So I think another challenge that most of the graduates face, most of us face, is the societal pressure and parental expectations. Most of our parents actually think that immediately, like after you've graduated, the university will hand you a token like, thank you for graduating, this is the money to give parents as you're looking for a job. So they put you on pressure. They start comparing you with people's children. You know, this one has built a house. This one took a flight. This one has produced. This one got married. I mean, and most of our parents that stop to provide after graduation, baba bakutadde, like
You're on your own.
you're on your own. And the moment you call home like this, I want you to know that, and everyone who's watching us, that most of us actually, we go into cocooning after graduation. We cut ties with our families for some time because it's stressing. You call home and they are telling you, Nachijoba is sick. This one has been sent for rent. What? Cows need drugs. Everything, the financial burden is shifted. And yet, even if you have a job, you've not settled as a person. So parents also need to know that they need to be supportive, not just after, like during school, but even after. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So you spoke about the university handing us the academic documents, which is like the plain reality. However, my other question, now I am driven to the side of institutions. Do you think the institutions are not preparing us well enough? Or maybe the university, okay, or maybe it's our mindset as students that when I go to campus, I am only there to get the documents. Because the universities, every institution has other resources that we can explore as students. But then you find we've come with a mindset. So do you think it is us to blame, or it's the institution? Or is the institution missing out some gaps that can be filled to prepare us very well so that we cannot have the other side of after campus?
Well, I want to uphold the universities and other tertiary institutions for the work they are doing in actually imparting knowledge and all those skills in us. But there's still a gap in practical, that most of us move out of these institutions with just the theory part. Yeah. So I think universities can do better in associating their students, not just in internships or school practice or all that, just at a particular time. You know that most of us actually move out of the universities, graduate, and our very first experience is when we are employed. So I want to caution universities and other institutions and tertiary institutions that really it's not enough to impart that theory and all that in a student and then you let them just go like that. To me, it should be more of practical. There should be more of these practical lessons and encouraging students to have more of these skills in what they are learning other than having the theory packed part of the whole course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this now takes me to the other side. If most of us, most of the students, when they graduate, they have the hopes of getting, a government job. And like you've seen, we are not investing more in skilling ourselves, while at these institutions, when we are learning, we are all wanting to get that perfect CGPA, get a first class or a better second class upper, so that I can get a government job. So before we go now to challenge their expectations of getting a government job, do you think the government has put perfect policies in place where maybe one's dream of getting a government job can, come into reality? Do you think the government has done more the other end?
Yeah, the government is trying its best. Like, the statistics of the people who graduate from institutions, like I've been looking at the statistics, over 400,000 students, and other sources actually show 700,000 students move out of the universities, tertiary institutions. And so however much the government is putting up the policies, putting up the internships in these ministries. I've seen Ministry of Internal Affairs, many ministries are calling, but they can't be enough. They can't, enough. Like these graduates that are moving out of these institutions can't be all absorbed in that.
Okay.
Yeah. So the government, I think, needs still to invest more in helping these graduates with small startup funding. That we shouldn't be looking at graduates just seeking for employment. But helping them create their own jobs, but also investing in the mentorship, more in mentorship of entrepreneurship, life skills, but also helping these graduates when they are at the workplace not to be exploited. Yeah. So there's still a gap, but we can entirely blame the government for not absorbing the entire group coming out of the institutions, because that's really unrealistic.
True.
Yeah. The government can still put up skilling hubs, like the presidential skilling hubs that are around. Like at least in every region, there's a skilling hub for graduates. Then they put in money in the circles for youth, where they can actually access funding without so many restrictions. Yeah. For us who are not able to get the government, we are not all going to be working in the government. Yeah. To be able to start something small on our own. Yeah, but also encouraging us by not taxing us so much on the small things we've started. Yeah.
Okay, so now the government can work on the taxation policies and also invest more in the skilling hubs so that the students, the fresh graduates, can actually do some startups.
Yeah,
that's beautiful. So I'm now going to direct it to your personal area. You are doing a master's in linguistics at Makerere University. And okay, that's a nice one. I commend you for that.
Thank you.
Someone can, would you advise someone to do a master's immediately after, or you would want them to first go in the field and first get the skills and then come and do a master's? Or would you advise a student to finish the bachelor's, immediately do a master's, then when you're done, you can go on and seek for employment or self-employ yourself?
Well, this is something on a personal level. It depends on a person needs. That's why I started with personal discovery. What do you want as a person? What can you manage as a person? And actually, all these things that we do, whether working, whether going back for further studies, they all contribute to one goal that you have in life. They are all small steps. So what do you have to do as a person? What have you destined your journey to be like? And what are the circumstances that are going to enable you achieve that? So I bring in the thing of comparison at this moment. And most of us, after graduating, we keep on seeing on social media that this one has posted an admission to Makerere for masters, and you'll be like, oh, if I don't go back, I'm failing. This one has organized the Kuchala, is getting married. Oh, I'm still in the talking stage, struggling. I'm failing. This one is starting a business and is importing phones from Turkey. I'm failing. So let's embrace personal journeys. Just know who you are and what you want to do. Because it's not like everyone who goes for a master's is the one who's going to be successful.
True.
People have done business. People have succeeded in marriages. People have succeeded in ministry. So ground yourself in who God has created you to be. Find a purpose.
All right.
Yeah.
So how like, how would you advise a student who is struggling with self-discovery? Because based on our discussion, self-discovery is key. The moment you discover who you are, now, the more you envision it, the universe now starts aligning.
Yeah, it
with,
aligns.
it
Yeah.
aligns. So now there is someone out there who is struggling with self-discovery. So how best can we help them?
Self-discovery is a journey. It's something you're not going to wake up one day and just like
Jump on
you've
it.
discovered it. And most of us have actually taken the other years we've because every day you discover a new thing on yourself. So start now. That's the best thing. Be intentional on knowing your weaknesses,
Okay.
what drains you, what lights up your life, what can you manage, what are the things you love doing. So self-discovery is something that a person cannot lecture you about, like this is what you're going to,
You're
because we
going to
have
do
different
different-
lives,
I get
different destinies, different everything. So know who you are. Just, it's a personal journey that you cannot move with any other person. What we have to know is as people, we made in, this is kind of made in three a person is made of three components: the
Okay.
body, the soul, and the spirit. So when you understand your body, when you understand your spirit and soul, that is the inner man, you will come to appreciate who you are, the shape, the color, the height, everything. And of course, after appreciating yourself, you appreciate everything around you, the environment, your course, appreciating the course. Do you know that some of us get unemployed or go through these all hard challenges, and we blame the course that we did at the university, or blame that I didn't go to Makere, you know? So just appreciate everything around you and start working on what is not right. Yeah.
Okay, as we near the evenings of this amazing episode, I would want us to also, there is this saying that everyone now is trying to dive in of education is scam. Like, I mean, we've seen people who are doing jobs for something they didn't study for.
Yeah.
And then this draws people to a conclusion of education is scam. What matters is, having connections, like you've said, knowing who you are and the like. So do you also want to have us, go in the other direction of education is scam?
I think that is a total fallacy. It's like an error in reasoning.
Okay.
We can't really come to a conclusion that education is scam. Okay, we have people who have not gone to school and they are successful, but we can't really come to a conclusion that people who go through education or go through this whole system are wasting time. I mean, we've seen people who have gone through this, and many of them are doing well out there. So to me, it comes back to you as a person, because what we actually, our mind is like something like it's like a generator of the whole thing. What you put in your mind. So for you, if you think that, if you think that what you studied is something, because they don't teach us to stick to what we studied for a living. Like, you have to, if I studied education, then I have to be a teacher. No, I don't think there's any other institution that says you're going out there, don't change. I mean, if there is anything that universities actually and lecturers are telling us, is to be flexible and adapt to everything that comes. Yeah. So I think we should embrace as graduates, and those who are actually graduating, this is a good timing for this talk and conversation, that they should embrace flexibility, as long as you see that that thing that you're going to do aligns with your values. It doesn't make you compromise. Yeah, do it, because really bills are not going to be there waiting for you to get that engineer job.
I get you. Yeah. Okay. There is a saying that Gen Zs, we are entitled, and we cannot say that in this kind of era, most of the Gen Zs are the ones who are graduating.
True.
So, like, how do you advise us not to have those unrealistic dreams? But before you advise us, do you also believe that we are entitled?
A saying that Gen Zs are entitled is also overrated. Because you see, in our generation has actually grown up in an exposure. we've grown up watching people outside or people in our country of our age running businesses, flying, traveling, doing all that. And there's no way you're going to tell me that I'm not going to be expecting that much to do. You see, a person posts on X and they are 21, they are importing things to yeah, and they are doing all these great things. They are owning organizations. So I don't think it's entirely entitlement, but it's just getting exposed, wishing to do like your peers are doing out there. But that said, I think we also have unrealistic expectations at a time, because for a person to, like I've said, like for a person to reach a certain level, their spaces, their systems they have to have built. There are times maybe their environment was encouraging them or supportive in that way. So you also have to have dreams, but realistic ones. You set one at a time. Yeah, not to get anxious on what another person is doing out there. But I don't think it's actually a motivation to work hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. For someone who has watched us through, we have learned a lot of things, and I believe that you've also picked your own, niche, and you know what you're going to do. As you await graduation, I mean, you also are a continuing student, and you have that anxiety. This is like the final semester. You're anxious about what's in for you tomorrow. We hope that this episode inspires you and motivates you. And the key discussion point that we've had today was to invest more in self-discovery. Remember, it is a process. You do not just wake up and discover yourself that day. So it is a process. Embrace the process, whatever comes, and nothing is a smooth ride. Make sure that you, in your planning, expect, the other side as well. Do not only expect the good things. So as we come to the end, what is your parting shot?
Okay, what I would actually want to say to myself, but to any graduate out there, is that growth and success is a journey that we are not going to attain in a day or two. And finding hurdles along the way is not something to be associated with failure or being late or delay. I encourage us to trust the process. We are not failing, we are valued, we are loved, and we have a purpose to fulfill that God has created us to fulfill or to do. Yeah, so what I would want to tell fellow graduates out there that you have to, let's trust the process. Invest in your skills, invest in communication, because the workplace would like you to listen and then communicate. Invest in emotional intelligence, understanding your emotions and understanding how to build relationships with others that can be sustained. Invest in adaptability, flexibility, and all that. Financial literacy. Yeah. And as you're still in your search, don't lose hope, don't lose it. Like don't compare yourself, guys. Don't compare yourself, because like I've told you, everyone has their own destiny, has their journey to live. Just ground yourself in whoever you believe in, whether God or what, and do what you're supposed to do at a moment. Build systems before you level up for goals. Yeah.
All right. We have come to the end of this episode. Thank you, Miss Allen Akankunda, for your time and for your wisdom you have shared. For those who missed our previous video about emotional intelligence, feel free to check it out on all our socials. And let's invest in knowledge. Let's invest in helping each other. From my end, thank you so much for loving Beyond the Books. Until next time, have a nice time.